Hello and welcome to another episode of Leaders of Transformation. I'm really excited to share with you a good friend of mine, Lucie Woods. And Lucie, actually, we met a number of years ago. We both worked with Blair Singer, and an amazing mentor to both of us. And Lucie is a master coach. She has worked with top performing business owners and leaders from around the world. And today what she does is she helps them to maximize their results and really create the life of their dreams. And so she'll tell you a little bit more about how she does that. Lucie, welcome to the Leaders of Transformation. We're excited that you're here.
Thank you, Nicole. I'm very grateful to be here today.
Well, we're grateful to have you. And to the listeners out there, we welcome you. We're excited that you are joining us. And if you haven't already done so, go to the Leaders of Transformation, and all the show notes afterwards will be there. You'll be able to also get some other free resources that'll be available. Anything that we talk about throughout this interview, link to Lucie's website will be there as well, so that you can connect with her afterwards. And I also, while I'm at it, I also want to thank those of you that have given us ratings and reviews on iTunes. What an amazing gift. Thank you so much. If you enjoy this interview, please go on and rate this interview. And we really appreciate that. It helps us to get a higher view on iTunes and get a greater reach. We're in just around 100 countries now. And so we want to continue to extend that reach, encourage people that are trying to make a difference in the world and inspire them. So that is a way that you can help us to do that. So that aside, let's get back to Lucie. Now, Lucie, I gave them a very brief summary of what it is that you do. Maybe fill in some blanks and tell us a little bit more about what it is that, how are you making a difference in people's lives today?
I make a difference in people's life today by helping them to reach their full potential. So from my own experience and a lot of people's experience, we have things that hold us back in life to be successful, to reach our full potential, to become the person that we want to become. And those roadblocks that I call are in the way. And until we really remove them, and I would say erase them. That's the word, erase them, not de-access them, not, like touching them, but erase them. They still play out in the background and stop us to become who we want to become and what we want to be and what we want to do.
It's kind of like those viruses in our computer that we don't know are there, but then all of a sudden programs don't work right and things kind of go awry and you go, what is going on? Why is my computer doing that? And very much like that, that's, I think, what happens in our lives. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your own experience with this, because obviously you're doing this for a reason.
Mm-hmm. It's
so
my calling.
Yes. So we know what with a calling usually comes from some kind of challenge or something that you've experienced. So maybe give us a little bit of an idea of.
Yeah, obviously it's my calling. Just to go back what you said earlier, we both worked and partnered with Blair Singer, one of the Rich Dad advisors.
Yeah.
And when we work with Blair, what we learn is to transform people's life and to create breakthrough in people's life through sales and leadership. But that was the opening for me to really sense of who I can become, what I can do, and how far I can go to help people. Yes. That was just the beginning of it.
Yes.
And the reason why I joined that team at the time was because myself, I had, roadblocks and issues, and I thought I would be able to break all of those. As a child, I did not grow up in a childhood. My childhood was challenging. Let's put it that way. It was toxic environment, dysfunctional chaos, abuses, unhappiness. I learned to shut myself up. And I learned to, not think big, not dream, not having any aspirations, because that was for the other people, not for me.
Right.
Then obviously it changed, but you know what I mean? At that time, that was what I was going through. And I learned to work hard and working hard, to make money. And at some point, like you go over life and you realize that what is it going on with me? What's going on with me? Why I have to work that hard? Why am I feeling this way? Why things aren't working the way they should be, you know? Yeah. And I was carrying one of those bags of emotions, like anger, frustration. And the more I was becoming aware of what I was doing or who I could become, but I was not becoming that person.
Yeah.
The more frustration and the more anger and the more like, you know, like even a rage was showing up in my life. You know,
yeah,
like
we used to call you the phrase. We used to call you the crazy French lady.
Yeah,
Lucie's from Quebec, and we got all those crazy French women, you know. But she was feisty. I remember you were always a little bit pissed off.
I was getting there pretty quick. Today it's different, but I'm happy about it. But the more I was fighting, the more I was creating chaos.
Yeah.
That's what it is, you know?
Yeah.
And the more I was pushing and trying to control everything, the more I was, you know, getting deeper and deeper emotionally, like into, it was more than chaos. It was like my emotions was my life. My emotions were ruling my life.
Yeah.
That's it. I was not, you know, I was not controlling. It's not about control. It's not the right word, but when you try to control, it doesn't flow. That's the word. You know, when you try to control, it doesn't flow.
It's constricting it. Yeah.
It's constricted. It's like it's constricted. It's trapped, like energy, emotional, we're trapped, you know. So I had to do, I had to look deeper at this and find solutions and, you know, that's.
So at what point? So you were working with Blair, you're a little, you know, working through it, realizing that you needed to go a little deeper than this. So what was that journey like?
Right. Even before I worked with Blair, I did a lot of seminars and workshops and self-development workshops and going to conferences, listening to recording, watching DVDs. What else did I do? Reading books. But until you really, it helped me feel better.
Mm-hmm.
It helped me feel better. It increased my awareness.
Yes.
But it did not address the cause of the issue. That was the point. And that's what I realized over time, like a lot of breakthrough, a lot of improvement, a lot of, you know, awareness. But there were few things in my life that I could not, you know, address and address the cause. And I didn't know how, you know. So until, you know, there was a time I could not work harder. I could not do more than what I was doing, you know, like my goals, I could not achieve the goals I wanted. I had a big vision. I could not reach that vision, you know.
Yeah.
And then things starting to fall apart around me, you know, like, you know, you just like, you get so into the frustration that not having what you want to have.
Yes.
Then things even fall apart even faster.
Yes.
That's what happened, you know.
Yeah.
And I found myself at the wrong place, at the wrong time, with the wrong people, doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You know, after I was doing my own thing, my own business, right? I was not with Blair anymore at that time. And things were just not flowing. And then I said, wow, okay, like this, it cannot be that way. It cannot stay that way.
Yeah.
Life shouldn't be that way. You know, did you have this inner feeling at some point in your life when you know, no, it shouldn't be that hard?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I've
you know, it shouldn't be that.
I've totally had that. And actually what you were talking about, I think there's an important distinction, which before you go further, talking about personal development, because there are a lot of courses. I mean, I've been in personal development all my life, and there is one thing to be aware, right? So when you're creating transformation, as the first step is awareness, yes. But then there is, what do you do with that? And I know for me, I remember getting to the point where it's like, I know that I'm got stuff going on. I'm just not sure what to do with it. And, or it actually, like you said, it almost made it worse, because now I'm aware of it. So now I'm almost like blowing it up and duplicating it and manifesting more of because what I focused on was expanding.
Exactly.
And it was actually getting the reverse result that I actually wanted. And,
exactly.
And so there's a process, and that's why I love what you're doing, and I know some of the background to what it is, the technology you're using, is that it goes underneath that.
Mm-hmm.
So that you're going beyond the awareness. Okay, like really at the root. That's what I'm passionate about. It's like, let's get with my clients. It's like, let's get to the root of what's going on, and then all of the other stuff. The fruits will change as a result of that. So yeah.
And it's like, remember, you're here. You know that you can go here.
Yes.
But you're stuck here.
Yes.
And you don't know how to manage that gap or to reach that.
Yeah.
This higher self that you can be, right? So
yeah, actually at one point I actually had and maybe some people can relate to that as they listen to this too, is and you can maybe relate, is that I felt like I was playing a game I couldn't win. And I remember saying, you know what, I don't like playing games that I can't win. So maybe I'm just going to give up and not play at all. And of course, that's not my personality. But, like we work really, really hard, and you get, the law of diminishing returns kicking in, and where you're getting less and less effective. So, yeah. So, but you got past that. So tell us a little bit about how you got past that.
I got past that at some point. Like it's funny because when you have that knowing that things should be different, it's a knowing, it's within you,
Yeah.
I set an intention many years ago, and I said, I'm going to become a master at mastering my life. Master at mastering my life.
Yes.
And a lot of people say, I want $1 million, I want this, I want that. I agree, but if you don't become a master at mastering your life, how can you reach that? So for the people that I met that are very successful, they are good masters of mastering their life. That's what I noticed.
Right.
When you look at those big guys out there, look at Blair, look at Robert, you look at Bob Proctor, you look at Oprah,
Yeah.
If you look at what they have, they are master at mastering their life.
Yes.
And the rest just unfold.
Yes.
From it. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So in order to reach that, when you set an intention and you have that knowing and that want, like clear, crystal clear intention that says that's what you really, really want, things starts to manifest. Synchronicities, people show up like the right people at the right time.
Yes.
Making you doing the right thing.
Yes.
That's what we call in our technology the green zone. You step in the green zone rather than being the yellow and the red zone.
Yes.
So I was introduced to a spiritual coach and also to clearing coaches.
Okay.
And what I learned with those two, it's two different processes. One process did help me to be in tune with the universe. So things can start to flow through me rather than me having resistance and be against everything that was going on. So that was number one. And there's a specific process that helped me to reach that point. It's not overnight. It's not overnight. Right. It's not something like, you just do this like that. Like I was not open that way, right?
Yeah.
So there's a specific process that connected part of my brain, amplified part of my brain, so I can reach that connection with the light. Some people have it when they come to this world right away. And some other people just like me, they don't. I had to develop it.
Yeah.
And so that was number thing. So that allowed me to really connect and be in tune with who I really am, be in tune to my earth self, my core values, my core self, right?
Right.
And the second thing I did is to hire clearing coaches with the technology that I use now in my practice. And that technology focuses on different aspects, but what it does really, it erases the triggers.
Yes.
Whatever that, any blocks, any energy blocks that we have in our body, in our energy field, in our even pain, physical pain is manifested from an energy block, right?
Right.
So what this technology does is help you to free up those trapped energy in different areas in your body. And whatever feeling you have that creates that trapped energy, past experience that, create that feeling today that is trapped energy, we release it. We erase it.
Yeah.
That's the big difference between the access or between, feeling better. You really erase it over the process. Again, it's not overnight, but what we do, we work on a regular basis with clients.
Okay.
And what we do, it's high impact, short duration.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's ongoing.
So it's like you're peeling back a layer of an onion. It's not just one shot and get it all done in one shot.
But that's what I'm trying to say, because even me, I was thinking, oh, another layer. Oh no, another layer. When am I going to be done with this? Another layer. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I started to celebrate those layers.
Yes.
Because the more layers I was peeling, the better I felt.
Yeah.
The more successful I became, the more I was manifesting even more and more and more, like manifesting opportunities, manifesting clients, manifesting money, manifesting better relationships, feeling better, feeling more at peace, feeling in harmony. You know what I mean? So we want to peel those layers.
Yes.
We really want to feel them.
Yes. Well, and you and I have been doing a few sessions over the last few weeks, which has been amazing. And but it's been layers. You've been asking me and saying, okay, well, what are you feeling? And it's like, initially I felt a release, and then I was feeling, from the first session, and then I was feeling tired. But as we were peeling back those layers, I could feel some of that stuff that had been buried so deep. And I've done a lot of work on myself already, but there's those deep layers that I know there's still something there that has been holding me back from being even more successful or being everything that I'm truly capable of being. And so, working through those layers, I've noticed, subtle shifts. And it's sometimes we expect that it's like there's this 360-degree change that's going to happen overnight. And I think what I realized even more so through this process is it's the 1 degree and the 1 degree and the 1 degree and the 1 degree. Sometimes, like if somebody's never done personal development, and they you maybe have a client that has just started from scratch, and they're like, wow, this is like a total shift. But somebody that has been in it, then it's like those finer distinctions. Blair, you mentioned, Robert, these guys, they still do work, and they're still peeling back layers and layers and layers. And it's just a never ending journey. And so I'm a testament to, the work that you're doing, because I'm noticing it and things starting to show up in my life. And last night I was, I was just on Facebook or whatever, and somebody was like, hey, send me a text message, said, when can we get together? And it was just right out of the blue. And so, we're going to do a session coming up. So, it's just those types of things that the unexpected. Sometimes we work so hard. I know for myself, you mentioned about working harder and harder and harder, trying to push the results. And it's interesting when I look back at all the clients that I have, the highest percentage of them actually were clients that just showed up. Mm-hmm. When I was open, when I was clear, like you're talking about here. So this is great.
Absolutely. And the more you peel, the more you feel better. And the more you feel better, the more you manifest.
Yeah.
People think that's the tricky thing here. People think when I feel good, when I'm happy, when I have that house, when I have $1 million, when I have this, I'm going to be happy. Sorry to disturb you in your thinking, but it's all the other way around. You need to find that harmony within. You need to find that happiness. Yes. You need to peel those layers that hold you back for that happiness, and then the rest just comes and flows naturally.
Yes.
And we've been trained differently. We've been trained to think differently. Yeah. And I'm saying today, no, it's not the way it works. Everyone I'm looking for that is very successful, and most the people that I know, okay, you're gonna have people who are not happy in life will have success, yes. Sure. But if you look at who I really wanted to be, I wanted to be like someone who is happy within and has success as well.
Yes.
Not on the other way around.
That's true success.
true success that comes from within, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And where you can empower others, because you're
Yes.
talking about the leaders of change, of transformation, right?
Yes.
So if you want to empower others, you want to make a difference in this world, you need to be that person first.
Yes.
You know,
mastering your own life.
That was my goal.
Yeah. So tell us, give us a few like steps. So obviously, you know, I think the best thing would be for people to go and to connect with you. And we'll actually give them your website. So it's conscioushealthylives.com is your website. And so they can go and they can connect with you. You can do a consult. But for our listeners right now, give us a sense of maybe a few things that they can do to get this process started right now, today.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
So the first thing is, you know, for those of you who are starting to be aware of what you create, because a lot of people don't know, they're not aware that they create their own life. We create what's going on in our own life by our thoughts. Our thoughts create our feelings create our actions, behaviors, and our actions and behaviors create our results.
Yes.
So the first thing is to start to be aware of this, aware of your thoughts, aware of what stops you in life, what stops you, like what thought do you have when you feel like, when you don't feel good about yourself, what thought do you have? What stops you to do the next step that you want to do? What stops you to maybe move to the next job, or to become the manager or the vice president that you want to become? Or what stops you? And often it's your thought process that creates those feelings that makes you not doing what you need to do, you know? Yeah. And what's going on here show up in your physical as well. So
give us an example. Give us an example of how it can show up in your physical.
So for example, if you think like, you know, when I was, I'll give my own experience. Okay. Yeah. When I was, you know, a lot frustrated about not having the success I was looking for, not the happiness I was looking for. Like I was focusing on not having. That was my focus. That tensed my body. Okay. Started to have a lot of back pain. Okay. Neck issues, headache. Neck issues create headaches. Tension in my body. What we talk about trapped energy, but they come from where? They come from my thought process. Yes. What I was thinking started to show up physically in my body, but not only physically, like you know, like you even look older because you're always tired. You're anxious. You're frustrated. You're going over red zone emotions. Right. You know, the red light. We should stop. Right. Red light. Stop. You know, we should stop that. Yes. But people go all their life through this. You know, so having those physical manifestation, at some point I was almost 3 weeks without walking, how much back pain I had. Wow. 3 weeks almost in bed. This is like you wonder, you say, what am I doing with my life? Yeah. What am I doing? 3 weeks. You know, I cannot walk. And then, you think because, you just did a bad movement, you know what? Where's your head? Where's your head first? Where are your emotions? But, you need to locate those too.
Yeah, and let's talk about that, because there's a lot of course, everybody's medicating, right? They're going to doctors. I have a pain. I have tough, I need to, let's say, for example, they've got tightness in their shoulder. I need to go get a massage. Okay, so, that could certainly loosen up their shoulder, but it doesn't get to the cause of why is your shoulder or your shoulders tight in the first place. Why do you have headaches all the time in the first place? Why is your back out all the time? And so how much do you think, I know you're not a doctor, but I know you know this industry, you're an expert in what you do. Just out of curiosity, how many, like a percentage, I hate to nail you down to a percentage, but I think of the percentage of all the people that are feeling these physical manifestations, how many of those do you think are actually coming from our thoughts versus something that's actually happening in our body and, being out of balance chemically?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
It's tied, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Deepak Chopra talks about, it's all tied together. Yeah.
What's happening is our past experience created who we are today. Right. Our thoughts comes from our past experiences and our fear of the futures. So you're either in the past or in the future. You're not in the now. You're not present of who you are.
Right.
In this moment right now, there's no fear.
Right.
There's nothing. It's here being now, in the now. That's it, right? So people fear the future. People fear the past. People are afraid. People live in chaos. Lots of people live in chaos, you know?
Yes.
So you look at this and you just say, I would say 100%, because even a car accident is a manifestation of where you are emotionally, mentally, and physically.
Yes.
And spiritually.
And if you're overweight, it's because what you thought, you ate, you chose it. Yeah, that's true.
When I was 30, 40 pounds overweight, because I reached that. Oh, yeah, for sure. When I was overweight for about 30, 40 pounds, I started to question myself, where am I? You know, in my head, you know, where am I? Yeah. And I was frustrated. I was blaming. I was in denial.
Yeah.
I wasn't accepting my life the way it was, what I created. And I was aware of it. That was the worst. Yeah. I was aware of what I was creating, and I didn't know what to do. So the more aware, the more frustrated I was, the more I was creating chaos, the more I was gaining weight.
Right.
You know? Yeah. Or you become a person that you don't want to be.
Yeah.
And then you say, I don't like that picture in the mirror. Oh, no, I don't like that picture. Yeah. I want to see that, you know? So then what's happening? You just binge. You binge, you eat, you go to fast food, you go, not much fast food, but in my case, it's chocolate and chips. And, you know, healthy chips and healthy chocolate, but you still gain weight.
Yeah, still chocolate.
You know, or restaurants. You have a lot of chemicals. You know, as a health coach today and master coach processor, you know, lots of chemicals in the food that we eat. So, and that doesn't help. You know, you gain weight. So, but a lot of it comes from your emotions. A lot of it comes from your thoughts. Remember, thoughts create emotions. Yeah. You know, past experience creates thought that creates emotions.
So that's awareness. So awareness, and then what? And then
awareness is the number one. Mm-hmm. Number two is your physical health. We just started to talk about it. Your physical health, taking care of your physical. So, like we said, like what we eat, how we sleep. If we move, are we moving? Are we not moving? A lot of people don't move at all. I'm not saying to do a lot of exercise. Yeah. So lots of people don't want, but moving is better than nothing, right? And you know, like when you don't move, and if emotionally you're not stable, you don't move, you don't eat right, they all go together, then you start to have issues like I had, being extremely tired, thyroid issues, knee pain, hip pain, back pain, neck pain, headache. It's all tied together. So your physical health. So if your physical is out of balance, it affects your emotional, your mental, and your spiritual. Just look at yourself. Like every time you exercise and you eat well, you feel good, you know. And I'll go one more. When we say it affects the spiritual side of it, what it is when your mental is straight and your emotions are straight, because let's say you train, you take care of your body, okay? Like you go to spa and you do some exercises, you eat well, you know, your mental is clear, you know, like you feel good, you're eating well, you're starting to shred the pounds, you feel good about yourself. All of this, then that's a state of being. And in that state of being, this is where you start to manifest even more what you want.
Right.
Because you're getting into an optimum state.
Right.
Of well-being.
Yes.
And in that state, it's a state where you accept yourself even more. And that self-acceptance helps you manifest what you really want out of life, rather than not getting what you want.
And you get flow. Yeah.
It starts to flow. Even before you start to free up, that's the third one. Even before you start to free up those trapped energies we're talking about. Yeah. If you do that, it will start to manifest. You will start to manifest what you want in life. Yeah. It's the beginning of the process. Yeah. Because you take care of who you are. Take care of you. Yes. Because if you are not taking care of you, you won't be there for your family or your friends. You won't be there to serve others through your business. You won't be there, you know. So you need to take care of you first.
Well, and it's absolutely, and it's so obvious, and I think a lot of us know it. It's like, oh, I need to take care of me, and then, but you're talking with, and you and I both work with high performing business leaders, entrepreneurs, people that that, you know, they're at a certain level and they want to take it to the next level. So they're busy. They're busy, bottom line, right? They got a lot going on in their life and a lot of responsibilities and so forth. And I find a lot of times they go, yeah, I know I need to do those things, but knowing and doing are two different things. And of course, that's a thought process in itself. Is like, what am I thinking about this? Do I feel like I need to be doing other things because that's more important than me? And then of course that all circles back to what you're talking about, is mastering your life. So even though this sounds like, oh yeah, it's obvious, but how many people are actually applying it and really putting themselves first? Not from a selfish standpoint, but you kind of have to be a bit selfish, because if you're not taking care of you, then you've got nothing to help and take care of anybody else with, because you're depleted. So, but talk to us about, you know, you mentioned about trapped energy, which is a really, one of the things I love about you. There's a lot of coaches out there, you know, in this industry, a lot of people becoming life coaches, health coaches, holistic coaches, success coaches, but there is an advanced technology that you use, that is this idea of literally freeing up the life force energy. So I know it takes a little bit of a longer explanation because it is an advanced level of processing, but maybe give us a quick little example of it.
Yeah, I'll try to summarize it. One of the things that we are big on is the meaning of words. We were talking about thoughts earlier, right? Yes. So the words that we use, the words that we speak, the words that we write, the words that we feel. Okay. So often, very, very often, and that was my own experience. That's why I teach what I teach, because I went through it myself.
Right.
Often we don't have the proper, we think we know the meaning of what we speak about, what we thought about, what we write about, but we don't have the full comprehension of the meaning of words. You know, one of the words that was always coming up for me was illusion. And I thought I knew. I said, well, I know what it is. Of course I know what it is, you know? Yeah, but I decided to go in the dictionary and really read the definition of it, because it was something was a synchronicity that was showing up in my life all the time. This word was always coming up. I said, okay, I need to dig into this. And when I read the meaning of it, I said, oh, that's completely different than what I thought it was. So the reason why we go and we create awareness on the meaning of words that we use, because we just said earlier, our thought creates our feeling, our feelings create the behaviors and action and results, right? So if we go around our life talking about things that we don't have really the real meaning of it, let's say you talk about your problems to one of your friends, but you don't know really the meaning of what you're saying. Like you know what you're saying, but the meaning of the words that you're using, 100%. Yeah. What's happening is you talk about it over and over, and then you talk about it to someone else. So you're using those words again and again, but at the end of the day, those words become against you. They don't create the life that you want, because the more you talk about it, the more you manifest more what you talk about. And if you don't have that comprehension of the real meaning of those words, but then you will continue to talk about it. And I'll be honest with you, right now, I don't talk about any more of my problems to people. Right. Because I was creating more of it. Yeah. You're putting it out there in the universe, because the words itself are energy, and you're putting it out there, and it's creating more of it. Interesting, because if you think of high performing people that are very successful, we're talking about wealthy in all senses of the word, and even that's a word to look up, is wealth, and to actually look at the definition of that, because that may surprise people as to what the real meaning of it is. But when you look at the people that are truly wealthy, they are very intentional with their words. Yes, they choose them carefully. They don't just blast out, whatever nonsense. They're very intentional. They're also very intentional about what they put in, right? They don't listen to, it's like garbage in, garbage out. They don't feed on junk food for the mind. They don't do that. Even I know people say, oh, that's just my off time and it's downtime. Your mind doesn't know the difference between what's real or imagined. It doesn't know off time, on time. This is my evening time. This is my daytime. During the day, I feed on. Like, it doesn't work that way. It is,
Timeless. Yes.
An example of this, what we watch,
Yes.
the news.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Movies.
Yes.
Right? What's going on? This is like what you're talking about, garbage in, garbage out, right?
Yes.
So it's to be very, very aware of
yes.
what we think and the meaning of it, and what
Yes.
we speak out, and what we hear, and what we listen, and what we share. And
Yes.
when you start to have that awareness, things start to shift for yourself right
Yes.
away, because you start to think differently, you start to speak differently, you
Yes.
start to do things differently, like it starts to shift right away. That's the number one shift that happens with our clients, right?
Mm.
And that awareness leads to people to a lot of it leads to people to, okay, like this thing, I know now I'm clear what bothers me. So now we can use a process, a series of questions, and there's no judgment in those processes. That's what I love about it. You won't have my opinion into it. There's no opinion.
Right.
You follow the process. You ask
Yes.
a question, and that creates awareness.
Yes.
And then it leads to whatever energy trap is there. And then there's a specific process to release, blow it, and erase it.
Nice.
No, like there's no opinion. I'm not here to I'm not a coach giving my opinion or anything like that. Nothing like that. That's what I love about it. It's a specific process. And when we follow the process, the clients find their own answers, and they know where to go. And then this is how we do the
awesome.
free up the trapped energy, we call it. So,
awesome. Yeah. So people find you at try that again, conscioushealthylives.com, and they can reach you there. They can contact you. Do you do like a initial consultation with people?
Yeah. It could be on the phone, could be on Skype, could be face to face for the locals. So
you're in Vancouver, BC. Beautiful.
Vancouver, British Columbia, beautiful Vancouver, beautiful, amazing province. It's gorgeous here. I take an hour. Usually people we need to get to know each other, get to know. We need to have a sense if I'm the right person for them, if I can really help too, and we connect. I listen. I listen to what they have to say and what's going on in their life. Yeah. We figure out together what stops them and what can be done about it, And so I can help them to really manifest their true desires, create the life that they want to have, the success that they want to have. And we define the plan that would best serve them moving forward.
Yeah.
That's simple like that. It's within an hour, usually we're done.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I totally trust to recommend everybody to do that with you, because I've done it myself with you, and you are amazing. And to see this transformation, speaking of being a leader of transformation, to see this transformation in you from that feisty French mad woman to this woman, I saw it when we reconnected, and I was like, wow, you look different. You look happier. You look at peace. It is so awesome. So Lucie, thank you for sharing with us here today. My cat, of course, I'm working from home. My cat always comes by. Every time you're on the phone, we're on the phone together, my cat comes over because he just loves that. He just can feel that energy from the conversation. So, but thank you so very much. We appreciate you. And for our listeners out there, make sure you go to conscioushealthylives.com. Lucie Woods is a master coach and can help you to break through those barriers holding you back from having all the success that you desire. And we will also have all the show notes and all the links will be on leadersoftransformation.com. So you can also head over to leadersoftransformation.com if you are driving and don't have a chance to write that all down. So it's all there for you. And we thank you for tuning in today. We hope you got some benefit out of this. Go, you deserve to master your life. As Lucie would say, you deserve to master your life. And so, take what you've learned today and do that, because it is amazing. I've experienced it myself. It is truly amazing. And it's so freeing, and you go, oh, this is what it was supposed to be like. This is awesome. I love my life. And you'll get to say that if you don't already say that. So with that, have a great day, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next episode of Leaders of Transformation real soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.